Hello? Oh, the chat is there. Hello, happy Tuesday. We're doing Moth Monday on a Tuesday, y'all. Um, happy time zone. I hope everyone is having a wonderful Tuesday. Right? That's what today is? Yeah. Listen, having yesterday off, while much needed, has thrown off my perception. So, thank you, Soul, for being first and redeeming your lamp, and thank you, Mari, for being not first. I have to sneeze. Hold on. Okay. I was making sure that there wasn't a second sneeze coming. So we've got a couple things to do today. First up being, I have my little presentation. My little Comic-Con presentation. We are accompanied by the craft music, because then that's what we'll do. That's what we'll do next. I think we're almost done with craft. So if we do finish craft early today, I do have strange antiquities for us. So we'll keep the party going. We'll keep the party going. Also, I've played around in VTube Studio a little bit. I've given myself a white outline and a shadow, so I've can maybe pop more from the background. Hold on, let me just. I was in the middle of doing. Hello, bunny. Hello, bunny. Welcome in. Thank you for clocking in and redeeming your lamp and a head pat. Thank you. I appreciate. Give me 2 seconds. I was still in the midst of doing my little self promo. I want y'all to know it took me almost 2 hours to make this presentation. Just because I did it 31 months in a row. Jesus. Thank you, Bunny. I appreciate that. I appreciate the homies. The homies for sticking around. So, took me about 2 hours, a little under 2 hours to make this presentation, because I did it in Canva. So, while this is like a PowerPoint presentation, it's not actually done in PowerPoint. It's done in Canva. And for some reason, it just didn't want to upload the pictures for some odd reason. So it took longer than it should have. But we're going to get right into it. I may, for right now, have to turn the chat off because it may block things. So I'm going to temporarily turn the chat off just because it's going to block a couple things. Okay. First things first, though. What? Not that. There we go. Yeah. So, we begin. So we start with Thursday. Thursday was a last minute decision to go. So Marisol and I did not dress up like cosplay wise. So originally the plan was we were just going to go Saturday and Sunday. And Marisol's dad was going to go Thursday so he could meet Steve from Blue's Clues for us. And he was going to get us some signatures. I don't remember the reason, but he ended up not being able to go, so he gave his ticket to Marisol. And then I have FOMO, good old fear of missing out. And so I bought last minute Thursday tickets. Because they, as packed as it was, they had not sold out Thursday. So then I saw that the cast of Has Been Hotel was going to be there. And I love Alistair very much. I love all the characters, but Alistair is my number one in that department. And I saw that Amir Talai was going to be there and that he had photo ops at 11. So I signed up for that. And then we signed up for a bunch of panels. Ooh, exciting. Can't wait, Bunny. We signed up for some panels. So the panel that we both got into for Thursday. Hi, Dase. Hi, Justin. Welcome back. Was the Fantastic Four panel. So this was with the 2005 Mr. Fantastic and The Thing. So this picture, I had to take Tiny Mika with me. If you don't know the lore behind Tiny Mika or Little Mika was made by Nina for FanFest. FanFest got what, 2023, 2024? I don't remember when the FanFest was, but I couldn't go at the time, and like literally everybody in the static went except me. And so Nina was very kind to do a couple little doodles, the first Mika doodles, if you will, I believe, uh, and bring me around on a stick. And then she mailed the stick and all the interchangeable drawings to me. And I've taken Tiny Mika on numerous adventures since then. She went to Comic-Con last year. She's gone to a bunch of concerts. And I did almost lose. Don't tell Nina this. Don't, okay? Nobody. What I'm about to tell you is strictly between me and you, okay? Do not tell Nina this. I almost lost her. I did lose her, actually, for like a couple of minutes. Do not tell her this. I definitely almost lost the stick. Each day that I was there, once or twice, I was like, oh my god, I can't find her. Most of the time, she was just in my bag. But there was a point where that stick was gone, and I ran and found it. But do not tell her this. Okay? This is just between me and you. Right? Me and the internet. Okay? She'll never see this. Anyway. So. But I won't do something. But yeah. But she's safe and sound. That's the important part. She's safe and sound. No Mikas were harmed in the making of this presentation. Or at the con. So. First up. Just a very slow bonk. First up was Amir Talai. Very excited. Again, if you don't know him, he is the voice of Alistair in Has Been Hotel. Marisol also said he was in Harold and Kumar. I mean, I trust her. I just have never seen Harold and Kumar, so that means nothing to me. So we were the first people to meet him of the whole, because remember, Comic-Con started on Thursday and photo ops started at 11. So we were the first people of the whole convention to meet him, which was exciting. He gave great hugs. He literally saw us and he was like, get in here, come here. Like, he was just down to meet everybody. I guess also because it was day one and it was the first. I am also a Blitz fan, but that's a hell of a boss. That's not Has Been. That's Brandon Rogers. Yeah. So, listen, I'm a fan of the what are they called? The Helliverse? Something like the hell of a Has Been. Anyway, I'm a fan of both shows. So he gave a big hug. He was super sweet. I asked him if he could hold Tiny Mika. He looked at it. He went, abso-fucking-lutely. And then we got this silly pose. And then, because even though, yes, they are celebrities who are there to do photo ops, they still have boundaries. So I went to put my hand on his shoulder and I was like, okay, like, is this okay? Since we weren't doing like the traditional, arms around or hugging, I was like, is this okay? He was like, everything is okay. Don't worry about it. He just had such great energy. And I was so nervous. I was so nervous to meet him. I was literally shaking. Like, Marisol could tell you. Like, I was shaking. I was like, oh my god. Like, I think I'm like gonna throw up. But he was so chill. Honestly, 10 out of 10. 10 out of 10 dude. And the second we walked out, I started to cry. Because I was just so overwhelmed. But he was amazing. I love this picture dearly. This is, I think, probably one of my favorite pictures of the whole convention. Bloody, welcome in. Me, when I had Spencer, Charnus, pretend to kill me, I asked if it was okay to grab. Yeah, because you got, again, celebrities are people too, and they have boundaries. I don't know if Marisol's still here or she's on her way home from work, but I know she had told me when she met Brendan Fraser didn't want to be touched, which is valid. Totally valid. So I always ask to make sure, like, is this okay if they didn't go for it first? Or if we were doing a pose different than, like, the traditional, arms around. So, 10 out of 10. Was down for any pose. Great guy. Love this experience. Best way to start the convention, honestly. Steve. Steve Burns from Blue's Clues. Always good to ask? Absolutely. Yeah, I just feel like, people get too parasocial and they're like, "Oh, well, you're a celebrity, so like obviously, it- it- everything is okay." It's like, no, they can still say no. But so for Amir, it was like super, super quick. And then we had to book it to, I think, the signing table, I think is the next place we went to because his line was long. I mean, there were other actors there. I mean, the voice of Ariel was there. Yeah, don't worry, we'll get to that note at the bottom. He the Jodie Benson was there. She's the voice of Ariel. Michael Chiklis, who's the 2005 thing. Johan Grufford, I think is his last name. Um, signing. Um, and Simu Lee or Lua was there. I don't remember his last name. There was Alex Lee was supposed to be there. He eventually got there hours and hours later, but his booth obviously was empty. We just saw this one space, and I was like, the devil doesn't show up to the convention. But I know that he came later and was very like, I'm here, I promise, I'm here. And he sounds like he was pretty chill. But there were a lot of people there, but Steve's line was really long. And so the issue with that was that Marisol and I had somewhere to be at 12, starting at 12:15, because for the panels, for those who have never been to a panel at Comic-Con, I don't know how it works at any other convention, they suggest you start being there like 30 to 35 minutes before the panel actually starts so they can let people in. And you do have to make reservations for a lot of these panels. So you're like, shit, like the panel is, it's a little far from here. I know you told me, but heard that David Cornsmith was there. Yeah, he was not. Um, yeah, and he had knee surgery. Yeah, so he wasn't there. But a lot of people were there. Yep, same as except no reservation, first come, first serve. Yeah, so for New York Comic Con, for like the panels that were on the main stage and the Empire stage, which are the two like big stages of the center, you had to do reservations. You could risk it with standby, but we did reservations, and so we saw how long the line was. And I mean, obviously, Steve is the reason we were there that day. So we were like, screw the Fantastic Four panel if we don't get into it, but we wanted to go. But part of why Steve's line was so long is because he was really taking time to talk to people. Not to say that like other people were necessarily being rushed out, but the other stars, so to speak, their lines were moving considerably quicker. Apparently DC, yes. Yes, this is all true. And apparently somebody that I took a picture with, it was a like professional wrestler. So I didn't know that. She was just very pretty and very hot, and I am not immune to pretty women. So I learned after the fact that she's a wrestler. And I was like, oh, this makes sense. But yeah, Steve was really like taking time to talk to people. And so, which is why some people line up days in advance to see, Jesus, who was it? Let me get her card. Hold on. You're going to see my model bounce around. I have a picture of her later in the thing too, but Sophia Savan, I think is how you say her name. Sophia Savan. For anyone who saw the picture, she's the Angela that I took a picture with. But yeah, so for Steve, a lot of people, like, people our age, were dressing up as Blue and Magenta and Steve, and there was a family behind me where the mom was Blue and the little boy was Steve, and then I started crying. But yeah, the line was considerably slower because he really wanted to talk to us, which was nice. And what he was doing was like he was calling people heroes, like, for whatever reason. And like he would point to the person and then point at the line and be like, oh, we got a hero up here. And it was really sweet. So we went up together, and he was really just like in it. You know what I mean? Like he just wanted to really like look you in the eye and have conversation. And when we told him what we do for work, as a reminder, I'm a social worker. Marisol's an after school teacher. he was like, "Oh, we got 2 heroes right here. Look at that. That's 4 heroes in a row. We got 2 heroes up here." And I was just like, "Oh my god," I was so crying. We showed him our handy dandy notebooks, and then I showed him this picture. I didn't include it there because this doesn't need to be on the internet like that. There's a picture of me. I'm like 3 or 4 years old at the time. I'm decked out, Blue's Clues pajama, Blue's Clues bedspread, Blue's Clues toys behind me, and I showed it to him, and he instantly started to laugh of like, "Oh my god!" He was like, "This is too cute," and I was like, "Yeah, this was." I was like 4 years old, so this had to have been like 2000, 2001. He was like, "Oh my god, I'm so old," because he's 52 now, and um, he signed the back of it because he said it was too cute to like write in front of it. And then once he learned that I was kind of in the foster care field, he started asking me questions and was just really intrigued to hear about like the adoption rates in New York. And then we asked, so here's why I have this little note here at the bottom. So we hadn't initially just signed to get stuff signed. We did ask to take a picture, but they do charge for that. And so I was willing to pay. It was $60 for a photo, but they charged us less, which was nice. Um, but I was willing to pay it because I mean this picture is like priceless, honestly. Like oh god, I'm getting emotional thinking about it. But you meet your childhood hero. So I was totally okay with paying for a photo, and he just was explaining of like that he thinks it's so silly that they're like he was like, "I would just do it for free." And he was like, "If I just met you guys out on 38th Street, like I would have just taken the picture for free." Which that sentiment comes across later. But a lot of the people that we met really just wanted to take pictures with fans. Like they thought it was a little silly that we had to pay money to see them. But everyone was a good sport, and like you can tell he took this picture. He took Marisol's phone and he took this photo, and he took like 3 pictures. And obviously I chose the silliest one because and my day was made. Fantastic Four. Okay, let me catch up because I know Chessman said something. It's wild for the Hall G thing, then they try to get in early and then just wait in the room until the panel they want. If I was saying this, I'd be like, you don't need to pay. Yeah, like I feel like I'd be the same way. Listen, fans just, it's probably a con thing to try. Yeah, I'm sure they have to like recoup whatever money, whatever it is. Like I get it from like a business standpoint. But it was nice to hear some of, multiple quote unquote celebrities, right? Multiple of the guest stars being like, I would just do it for free, honestly. It was nice. So then we booked it. Mind you, once we left the line, sobbing. I was sobbing. And people on the line were like, "Are you okay?" I was like, "This is just the best day ever." So we booked it then to the Fantastic Four panel, and we made it. And we got bumped up to VIP because they didn't reserve out the whole room. It didn't get filled up. So they bumped a bunch of us up to VIP. And these two were chill. Johan, Mr. Fantastic here. I forgot that he's Welsh. He's not an American. I can picture you running with tears at his side. Yeah, pretty much. He just sobbing. I forgot he was Welsh. He had a very, very posh accent. It was very pleasant to listen to. These two were just yappers. Michael Chiklis loves to yap, just so you know. But he did tell us, like, I don't have a lot to report on this other than they just talked about what it was like filming and that they liked the Fantastic Four First Steps. He was telling us that it took 5 hours to get into the Thing costume for the first Fantastic Four movie. So he would get there at like 3 in the morning for an 8 a.m. call because he was in, all of this, like, all of the stuffs. And he was like, there was no zipper on the costume. So if he had to go to the bathroom, that just wasn't happening. And that when they glued the stuff onto his hands were permanently stuck in the Vulcan pose for the entirety of filming. Man really went through it just to give us a movie. And then he did the "it's clobbering time" twice for us. I don't have a whole lot to say on this, other than this was really fun. this was really fun. They were very fun to be around and listen to, and the energy in the room was really good. He did say, "Here's the thing," and we all kind of lost it, and he was a little confused, and then it clicked, and he was like, "Oh yeah, duh, silly." They stole stuff from set, so from the set of Fantastic Four and Fantastic Four: Rise of Silver Surfer. So, and then the cosplays. I didn't take too we didn't do a whole lot that day. I didn't do any we didn't really do any shopping that day because we had a long night ahead of us. I didn't include it in this because I'm very specifically talking about Comic-Con, but Marisol and I also went to Iniko's concert in Brooklyn that night. So we were out for like 16 hours. So I really didn't take a lot of photos because I needed my phone. I mean, I brought a charger, but I needed my phone to stay alive. So we saw Hornet. We're going to talk about this Galactus in a second. We saw Gambit. We saw Reed and Sue, Expedition 33. We found a couple Waldos. Dude, this Galactus costume is 10 feet 8 inches tall. I watched a whole breakdown. This was also the one that was at the San Diego Comic-Con. I watched a whole breakdown from this company because it's a company that does this. And the Galactus alone was $35,000. It's insane. The guy was saying because it was Galactus, and there was a couple other people like as a group. There was a Bumblebee. That all in all, for all of their cosplay, was $105,000 worth of cosplay. This humongous. I was like, oh my gosh, is my planet marked for death? Holy shit. There will always be Waldos. I also found a Carmen San Diego. So I found out where in the world Carmen San Diego was. That was very nice. Okay, so this was our day 2. Day 2 was technically Friday, but we didn't go Friday. Friday was our rest day. So our day 2 was on Saturday. VTuber face reveal. Gasp. That is me. I was CL from Expedition 33. I got confused for Lune a lot. It's fine. People got the gist. And Marisol was Momoase from Dandaran. Oh, Marisol also went to the Dandaran panel on Thursday and got to see Alex Lee with her own eyeballs. Gasp. Immersion broken. Gasp. Yeah, I know. When I started VTubing and like PNG tubing, I was like, I don't really want to show my face on the internet. And then I went to Comic-Con. And I was like, I want to take pictures and post it everywhere on the internet. Surprise! So our agenda was photo with Charlie Cox, Marvel panel, Dante Basco, and maybe find an Expedition 33 fan meetup. So. Amazing. Stunning. Look at this man. Look at this man. He's holding Tiny Mika right here. His line was super long, as you can imagine. I feel like Daredevil was like the guest. Is that me? Hello. I feel like Daredevil was like the theme of Comic-Con because they used a Daredevil cosplayer for the emails for Comic-Con, and obviously Charlie Cox was there. They're obviously hyping up Born Again and Born Again season 2 and all of this stuff. So his line was really long and it was full of Daredevil, Matt Murdock, and then a bunch of French people. A bunch of French people. Who was not down to hold Tiny Mika? And listen, everybody I asked to hold Tiny Mika was like, absolutely. So they know what's up. Yeah, like it was just Daredevil everything. Daredevil. And then a bunch of French people. He was very nice, also down to hold Tiny Mika. He's a lot taller than I thought he was. He's 5'10", which is basically, in my brain, 6 feet. Hello, Dust. He's basically 6 feet, as far as I'm concerned. I'm 5'2". If you need context, I'm 5'2". Marisol is 5'7" or 5'8". I'll put you in the cage after my presentation, Dust. He didn't really because his line was super long. We didn't really have a moment to be like, hi, like we just literally said, hi, can you hold this? And then that was it. But I do know that he really didn't know anything about Expedition 33 from like previous convention footage I saw where he was like, listen, I recorded these lines in like 4 hours months and months ago. Like I had no idea what was going on. I think now he gets it. but he was so nice, which brings me to then the expedition. Yeah, Chessren, can you convert that into freedom numbers? I don't speak the rest of the world. I don't speak the rest of the world. So yeah, we found the expedition. So this is our new friend. This is our new friend Ethan. We found him first. I was just like, oh, Gustav. And then okay, also, please no spoilers for Expedition 33. For those of you who may have played it, we have people in here who are still in the beginning of their journey. But he was super chill, and then we learned that we were in the same time slot for Charlie, so we literally just hung out in line for what felt like 30 minutes. He did the whole arm too, which was cool, and I like that he actually brought like an expedition flag. You can mess with me about it. I cannot get into the gameplay. That's fair. For those who come after, when one falls, we continue. No momos were harmed in the making of these pictures. Yeah, and we found literally like a whole bunch of people, and then I had learned from this Mael here about a fan meetup. And so we found it. I didn't include the picture, but there was somebody dressed as the mime from the game too, which was nice. And then I acquired a bunch of people to do the Spidey meme. We all just started pointing at each other, which was fun. A lot of people came up and asked me why we were being French. Like quite a few people were like, can you explain why? And so I explained, Charlie Cox is one of the main characters in this game. This is the outfit. It's really easy to do. And they were like, oh, okay. And this one woman came up and asked me, and when, she thanked me, and she was like, I asked somebody else who was dressed similarly, and they like basically weren't really nice to her. I was like, oh, I'm so sorry. She was like, you just radiate kind energy. And that was the vibe that we got from not just like fellow con goers, but like some of the special guests were just saying that Marisol and I just radiated such kind energy. And I will be thinking about that for the rest of my life. But we found kind Mika Mommy. We found our own expedition, and somebody took a pic. The person who asked to take this picture, well, this one is from Marisol, but the person who asked for us to take a picture like this, was saying that she was looking for all the expedition members, and we were like, you have to find 33 of them. Like, that's how that works. You have to find 33. You have to find us all. So, it was fun. But a lot of people were like, why are there so many French people here? Which also goes to show, because like Expedition 33 is one of like the contenders for Game of the Year, I think. And so for that to happen and still people not know who the hell we were was really funny. Marvel panel. I don't have photos from this because they were being really strict about stuff. And still stuff got leaked, which we'll talk about. Too many people, like, I'm so far away from the stage, and then there's seats way behind me. So they were very much like no phones. Only for the Born Again Season 2 trailer to get leaked by one of their own stars. Anyway, 410 and 411 since Mika requesting. Thank you. As a representative of Expedition 37 who died off screen, I did my cosplay while by not showing up. You and the previous expeditions were all there by not being there. There was too many people there in the Marvel panel. There was a lot of intense security. Like, somebody in front of me was recording and they pulled them out and made them delete the video in front of them. I put Ultron here for a reason. So I'm gonna go over really briefly because I mean it's already on Twitter anyway. Like Marvel themselves are already talking about it, but yeah, they're like, don't record, don't film, don't take pictures. But literally their own star, Jessica Jones, was there, and she recorded the entire thing on her phone and posted the entire Born Again trailer on Instagram. And then it was immediately taken down, but it already circulated on the internet. So at this point, they might as well just release the trailer, like, in HD. But here's what they talked about in order. Venom and Daredevil are going to be in Season 2 of Friendly Neighborhood Spider-Man. Daredevil will be voiced by Charlie Cox. He confirmed it. Because then they did the whole joke of like, oh, do you have a I can only play Daredevil clause? Because he's voicing Daredevil in the animated thing. So yeah. X-Men 97 got greenlit for a season 3. Jessica Jones will be in Daredevil Born Again season 2. Wonder Man, which is something I know nothing about, will be January 27th, and it stars Sir Ben Kingsley, who was in Iron Man 3. And this is why I put Ultron. They showed us the trailer for Vision Quest, which I don't understand why they haven't released it yet. I mean, Wonder Man looks cool. I'll watch it. I just don't know what it is. That's like probably one of the few characters that I actually have never heard of before. So they talked about Vision Quest. Vision Quest I am very excited for. They surprised us with Paul Bettany, who plays Vision. They surprised us. That was amazing. Wonderful. Stunning. And then they showed us the trailer. So it's supposed to take place like a year or so after the events of WandaVision. And then the trailer. And in the trailer, there was Jarvis, Edith, Friday, right? The Stark creations. And then at the end, we hear something along the... I don't remember the exact way they phrased it. But then we hear something along the lines of, like, you once had strings and now you're free. And I was like, what? And sure enough, Ultron. But they're all in human form. I need to make that very clear. They're all in human form. And I don't know how it's going to work. They start talking about Wanda and how White Vision, because remember, there was Red Vision and then there was White Vision. White Vision has all the memories of Red Vision, including the memories from within the hex of WandaVision. But he's struggling to like really connect emotionally. And Ultron says something like, you're a ghost haunting her footsteps. Dude, I'm so excited. They didn't give us a date for that. They just said 2026. Then the panel was over. And then I got trampled for a comic. So I pulled this off of Reddit. This is what it looked like immediately after when they were releasing us. This is everybody that was in the panel. And then some. Because like right around, somewhere around here-ish, there's like a measly little table that has these X-Men comics with the first look at Apocalypse. So I tried to get one for Marisol because Marisol couldn't get into this panel. And I was trampled. I had a mini anxiety attack because I couldn't breathe. I was being touched. I was worried about getting pickpocketed. Because I'm 2 feet tall compared to everybody in the freaking convention. 5 out of 10 experience. Did not enjoy the Marvel panel as much as I had hoped because it was just like a sensory nightmare. This is ridiculous. Like I was literally shoving people, and then I ended up calling Nori because Marisol was too far away. I ended up calling Nori because I was like, if I don't talk to somebody, I'm actually going to start screaming at people to get the fuck out of my way. Yeah, I don't like being in such large crowds like this. Like this. Anyway, Prince Zuko. Prince Zuko, I think, was our last stop. He really does just sound like that. He really does sound like that. And 7-year-old me is screaming. He was wonderful. Again, down to whole tiny Mika. I don't really got much to say on this. You can see that we're dead inside. You can see that we're tired, and I'm sweat. You can see the shine off my damn forehead. I was tired, bro. Here's some fun cosplays. Oh, I'm blocking one. We had Magneto. We had Peak. We had Zombie Cap. I wish I did justice on this photo. We had Zombie Cap. We had Paige and Matt Murdock. Tall Jax. Okay, I saw too many children dressed as characters from the Amazing Digital Circus. That is not a show for children. At all. I know that it's free on YouTube and stuff. It's not for kids. And I saw too many kids very specifically as Jax. Because I know some friends had asked me to take pictures of Amazing Digital Circus cosplayers, and I literally had to say I couldn't because most of them were minors. It was weird. Anyway, Jeffy Boy. Jeff was chill. They had a little bubble machine. This was amazing. This is from Death Becomes Her. And this was literally smoking. The hole in the chest, amazing, stunning. Oh, Absolutely. Absolutely, that's what it is. They see cartoon and they call it a day. They don't bother. And yeah. They don't bother to check or anything. Or alternative, the other option, especially for the smaller kids, is that their parents watch The Amazing Digital Circus. And since the kids were mostly jacks, all the kids knew were, I'm a bunny, yippee. There's also that option. Oh yeah, I was also watching Shane Dawson when I shouldn't have been as a kid. So I get it. Deadpool. Not Deadpool. Deadpool. Gambit and Magic. And then once I get out of the way, a little family. A little family dressed as the Fantastic Four. They were very chill. I did ask to take all of these photos, obvi. I asked the peak person how warm it was under the helmet, and they were like, it's actually not too bad. I forgot to put the names here, but then again we have Magic and Moon Knight. He had a little speaker on him that would go, the moon haunts you. And then we found an invisible woman and a strange. And see, look, he's opening a portal. I'm opening a portal. The merch. Now let me address the elephant in the room here. Because every time I show people this picture, they zoom in on one thing. Come here. I am aware that Gail is basically naked. I didn't buy that. Okay, you may not believe me, but Marisol bought that for me. I am aware. Every time I've shown people these photos, they immediately crop Gail and go, what's this? I am aware, okay? I am a Gail enjoyer. Leave me alone. Anyway, look at my other wives. Hee hee. Solis and Lucanus. I really didn't though. Like, you don't understand. If I bought it, I would fully say I bought it. I have no shame. I have no shame in saying the things that I bought. This I literally didn't buy. Yes, so actually I bought the Pomni for Demeter. Believe it or not, I didn't buy Pomni for myself. I should have, but I did not. I bought myself a blind box and I got a tiny Pomni who's like right here. She's super, super tiny. I got President Pomni. Oh yeah, that's the comic I got trampled for. That's the comic I got trampled for. It's this one with the first look at Apocalypse. So Lucanus and Gale and Lucanus and Solus and Gale and Garrus are all from Crystal Fae. She was very wonderful. This is Mothman on vacation with Sasquatch. I got some raccoon pins, and then I got Pomni and Kane pins for myself. I got the Pomni plush for Demeter, and then I got Gummy Goo for Nori. Dude, this Solus print. Listen, I'm just spewing out what Marvel told me to say, okay? No, the Solus print is wonderful. I saw someone on Thursday with it, and I was like, where did you get it? I need it. That's my husband. That was my wife. So, yeah. So, honestly, for the artwork, the Lucanus, the Gale, and the two Garrus, because there's hello? There's another one underneath this. Before tax was like $85 for this quality of work. And she signed it. You can't see her signature. It's like right there. But she signed it. The glitch booth, insane. Wrapped around 3 times. I'm surprised I even got into the damn thing. Insane. Insane the amount of foot traffic in there. To be expected though. But insane. I almost couldn't get in. And the cast was there. I couldn't get into the panel either. Jax wasn't there though. But they showed a sneak peek at episode 7, which is, now it's been circulating on Twitter since Thursday. Yeah. But look at Pomni. There was also Possessed Pomni. I was really close to buying Possessed Pomni for Demeter, and then I was advised not to do that. You could twist her head and shit. It was weird. I understand most of the people first watching X-Men 97 haven't seen the original animated, wouldn't be surprised by Apocalypse because he looks exactly the same. Understandable. Understandable. I'm just repeating the buzzwords that Marvel said. Okay, and then our last day was Sunday. And we went as Wanda and America Chavez from Doctor Strange and the Multiverse of Madness. Our agenda was Avatar panel, a photo with Clark Gregg, who plays Agent Coulson, spend monies, and then I wanted to find a Doctor Strange to get a photo with. Avatar panel. I cried. That's all you need to know. That should have been the only thing here, is I cried. They did a table read of 3 different sections of episodes. And we got to see all the new Avatar Studio stuff. So, sorry, there's like something in the back, like in my teeth. So they showed us some of the books that like have just come out, some of the books that are gonna come out. They showed us the trailer for the game that you can now wishlist on Steam. It's called like Avatar Legends, the fighting game. Yeah, listen, I'm be so real with you. When I'm talking about Avatar, I always mean Last Airbender. This might be a hot take. I was not a fan of like the James Cameron Na'vi Blue People Avatar. Maybe because I was much younger and a 3-hour movie did not appeal to me, so maybe I'll appreciate it now as an adult. But when I'm talking about Avatar, I always mean Last Airbender. So I wasn't a fan of Pocahontas, but aliens. Yeah, so we've got Jack DeSena here, who is Sokka. We've got Mae Whitman as Katara. We've got Dante Basco as Zuko. Oh, I can't remember his name. Zach Tyler Ias. I almost called him James. As Aang. And then, oh my god, I literally just had their names. Michaela Jill Murphy as Toph. And then this is Korra. Korra was the moderator for the panel, and then this is one of the creators. So they showed us a bunch of plushies that are coming out. There's a Momo Squishmallow. There's a cookbook. The soundtrack stuff. They showed us the logo for the movie. And I love Korra. I stand behind Korra. I love Korra, and that's not up for debate. I'm not here to debate it. I'm so serious. Do not try to debate me on that. Because I will shut that conversation down. I love Korra. And yeah. And so the movie is coming out in about a year. They didn't give us an exact date, but what was nice was some of the table read stuff had Suki in it, and Suki's voice actor wasn't there. And so before the panel, they actually went into the line that we were waiting in and found a Suki cosplayer and asked her to come up and read. And she was so nervous, but she did such a great job. It was very nice. And literally, like, once the music kicked in at the beginning, I immediately started crying. People don't understand how emotional Avatar makes me. When I got to see the like Avatar in concert last October, I cried. I love Avatar dearly. And it's so wild. Like all this stuff that I did for Comic-Con this year was based on stuff that I loved like 20 years ago, over 20 years ago. Because this was the Avatar 20th anniversary panel. Yeah, listen, I don't mind if people didn't like Korra. I just hate that when I say I like Korra, I get ripped to shreds. Like, that's the thing. Like, people have such strong feelings. Like, God forbid I say I like something that other people didn't. I've been called some names for having different opinions on media. And I just don't feel like it. I really just don't feel like dealing with it. Like, people, like, the whole don't yuck somebody's yum. Like, for some reason, when it comes to Korra, people are very much, like, saying that I like Legend of Korra is like freaking sacrilegious. Like, that's the thing. People take it to such an extreme. Like, I get it if you don't like it, and that's totally fine, but it's just so weird. Not you, Chessrin. Just other people's responses, which is why I get very like defensive over Korra specifically, because people are just mean. There he is, Coulson. Don't have a lot because they kind of rushed us again. He was very nice. He held Tiny Mika. I didn't cry. However, I'm gonna put Marisol on the spot here. Homegirl bald. Understandable though. Yeah, Agent Coulson right there. He had such dad energy. Okay, this was wild. I had seen on TikTok. I just think Korra could have been better, but yes, I understand what you mean. Humans can be absolutely. Listen, totally agree with you there. I don't think Korra was perfect at all, but you know, she was one of my first examples of like strong woman type. You know, like in media, strong-ish woman type, and yeah, the criticism that I've heard on her is usually, oh, but woman, and then I'm like, okay, then I don't want to hear it. I don't want to hear it. But so we met Daniel Martin, who is the voice actor for Namor in Marvel Rivals, and how that ended up happening was I happened to see on TikTok that he was there. Yeah, those people. I have yet to have like an actual genuine conversation on why people don't like Korra. It usually boils down to, but woman and woman destroy Avatar connection, so woman bad. And it's like, you're gonna have to give me something more than that, my guy. But on another note, I happened to see on TikTok that he was there doing signings. He had apparently been there all week, like all Comic-Con. And yeah, women, yeah, way to tell me you've never felt the touch of a woman. But he was like in this booth, like tucked in a corner, that he was with the wrestlers, which is why I didn't like, we didn't know, because wrestling's not my thing. But we went, and we were one of the first people to meet him for the day, and he was so nice. Like once, first of all, he said I looked good in my Wanda cosplay, so I came up to him and he was like, "Oh my god, what's happening?" And I was like, "I'm here to solo ult you," and he was like, "Oh no." I was like, "I'm so tired of your squids, man." And then he was like, "Let me return in kind." And he imitated the ult whale horn. It was very funny. He said I looked very good in my Wanda cosplay, imitated the ult noise for us. And then he was selling prints. Yeah. And I had seen this one here. So it's Namor fighting Mr. Fantastic. And he was like, "Yeah, it's always nice when people buy my art." And I was like, "Wait, you drew this?" He was like, "Yeah, I drew this on stream." He drew this one and this one. Like, this is amazing. These are amazing. And he was like, "Yeah, I just doodled them on stream and people said that they would buy it." So I opted to not get like the official Marvel Rival prints. Like I wanted, this was very funny. And when Marisol told him that she's a Sue Storm main, he did the voice and was like, "My dear sweet Susan Storm, why would you want the wet noodle when you can have the wet king instead?" He was very sweet. And again, this is a secret between me and the internet here. We asked to take a picture, and he said that he was supposed to charge us, but his agent wasn't looking, so he may or may not have charged us for this photo. It's very possible through the grapevine that he may not have actually charged us for this picture. It was free 99, and then I obviously censored my own name here because not many people know what my actual name is, and I'd like to keep it that way. But he said to Marisol, "My dear sweet Susan Storm," and then to Mika, "Thank you for choosing the wet king over the wet noodle." He was very nice, and we were just yapping and yapping. And the thing is, like behind us was a really good Ultron and a Moon Knight, and then next to us was the Angela, and he was like, "What is happening? What is happening?" Obviously he hasn't had a chance to play Daredevil yet. But he's very excited. And then he was telling us about like how his son calls Reed Richards a wet noodle now. He let his son, he has like a little boy, he let his son play Rivals, and he saw Mr. Fantastic and he called him a wet noodle. A team has come to solo Namor, exactly. I was like, "Listen, I'm so tired of your damn squids." And he was like, "You know what's funny is that a lot of people come up to him and say that they love his voice but hate his character." And I was like, yeah, like such a beautiful voice coming out of Namor. But he was very sweet. The cosplays. The cosplays. So there was a Daredevil and a Cat that we saw. There was a Suisse. I feel like many of you know why I took this photo. I feel like many of you guys know why I took this photo. And if you don't, it's because my boyfriend is a huge Suisse fan. Huge Suisse fan. So I literally saw her walking in the opposite direction of us, and I just went, Suisse! And she like immediately turned. I was like, can I please take a picture of you? Also, thank you, Bean. We got a couple moon nights. A lot of the moon nights were out on Sunday. More peak, I asked again, and I felt so bad because she came alone, and she can't see out of this. So she kept having to take the helmet off, the headpiece off, because she had nobody to like help her walk around. Here's the Ultron. Here is the Ultron. He did the full get up. I felt like I was about to be exterminated. Here's the Angela. So yeah, this is she's a professional, she's a pro wrestler. I didn't know that. I am not immune to pretty women in the slightest. I paid $5 to take that photo, and I don't regret it in the slightest. Also, this is just a fantastic cosplay. Like, holy shit. Holy shit. I found another Wanda. I found quite a few Wandas. But she wanted to take a picture. She's a pro wrestler, I think, locally on the coast. I looked her up. I see. Yeah, I have her card. I have yet to actually, like, scan the QR code. Found a Deadpool. And another Moon Knight. And then guess what, besties? At the last, like, 5 minutes of the convention, I got my Strange photo. Yippee! I was so excited because I wanted to take... Oh, I yeeted myself. Goodbye. Anyway, he was such a little cutie patootie. I just banished myself into the void. And he was such a little cutie patootie. And literally, you have to understand, this was at the end of the convention. On the last day, we were just getting hit with the nor'easter. I was waiting for my dad. My dad so kindly offered to pick me up so I wouldn't have to travel in the rain. So I'm sitting on the floor, full on dissociating. I need to understand. I literally was just like, oh god, that scared me. I was literally staring, just like that into the wall. I was gone. I was so done. And then I happened to see a glimpse.
Lizard.
A glimpse of a Stephen Strange, and I booked it across. And I was like, can I please? I was like, I've been looking for a Strange all day. Please, can we take a picture? He was like, of course. And so I finally got my little Marvel Rivals team up. I assembled my own Rivals team that day. 2 tanks, 2 or 3 DPS, and 1 maybe healer. Because every Ultron that I've come across usually just wants to DPS the fuck out of everything. So it was a good way to end the convention. And then we'll see y'all next year for Comic-Con's 20th anniversary. Yippee! That is my present. Thank you for coming to my TED Talk. You were there, but I forgot to ask. I wanted to ask if it was okay to put the picture up, but I forgore. I didn't want to just put your face on the internet like that without your permission. You know? That is all. And it was so funny because Soul thought he was slick. Let me tell you about Soul. We did it. Soul thought he was slick. Also, ad start in 3 minutes. He comes up to me. I just like somebody came to ask to take a picture with me, and then Soul came up to me. But I already know what he looks like and what he sounds like from the like one time that he streamed. You know? So I already knew. And then he comes up to me and he's like, oh, I'm a big fan. And once he said that, I was like, oh, I know who this is, but let me play along. And he was like, okay, 3, 2, 1, say Mikakashi. And I went, hi, Soul. I just felt so bad because then like we were eating and stuff, and then we had to book it to our photo op. So we just kind of left Soul in the dust. And I felt so bad. And I kept thinking, I was like, oh my God, we should go back. We should go back. We should go back. But we thought that Marisol's friend was still with him. And then Marisol's friend comes back and says like, oh, Soul left. So we thought Soul left the convention. So we didn't think to like look for him. Come to find out he was still there. And I felt so bad. I was like, damn, I wanted to hang out. I was lied to, bamboozled, hoodwinked, led astray, and flat out deceived. I was so mad. I know you went to do some shopping, but I wanted to do some socializing. I don't have a picture of everything that I bought at Comic-Con. I didn't actually buy a whole lot compared to last year. I spent significantly less money this year. Primarily because we were at the panels and stuff. I don't have a picture of the entire haul, mostly because a lot of it is stuff that I bought for people that don't know that I bought something for them. So there's that. There's that. But yeah, that is my TED Talk on Comic-Con. It was a lot of fun. It was probably the most fun that I had. You can tell me, I won't tell. Well, Nori already knows that I got something for him. I got him the plushie and then I got a secret second thing. Demeter knows I got something for him. I got something for Tima and she knows that I think the only person, and I think I'm okay to say this because I don't see them in my watch list right now. No, I did not get Nori a Daredevil speed up. I don't think he would wear it even if I did. I got something as a housewarming gift for Hunter. But don't tell them. Okay? Did they have Daredevil booty shorts? It's just so funny. It's so funny. I was literally walking around being like, where the fuck is the Daredevil merch? Where the fuck is the Daredevil merch? I'm like, he's the goddamn poster boy of this entire convention. Where is it? And then I turned 180 degrees and went, oh, there it is. Now I gotta figure out how to ship it. And I don't want to say too much because Nori may be a lurkin. He may be at work lurkin. Also, ads are gonna start soon if they haven't already. So, with that, I've yapped for like an hour about Comic-Con. It's probably the most fun that I've had in a very long time. Yay! So, yeah, I had a great time. And I wanted to share that with all of you. And now we craft. Thank you, Bean. Thank you. I played around in VTube Studio and I outlined myself and gave myself a little bit of a shadow. So I feel like I pop more this way. Yeah, no, this was a very good Comic-Con. It's probably like my favorite Comic-Con to date. So, hold on. I need to find something. We go all out next year. Yeah, Alexi wants to come. I'm trying to convince him to bring Deandra. Craft me a cage, mother. Yes, I promised you a cage. There it is. See how fast I had it crafted already. Alexi wants to come. And then I'm trying to get him to bring Deandra. And then I think Nori said that he would like to try. He would like to try and come next year. I would say if I went with you guys, I'd have to be on the DC side, so I don't know if we would hang out. I would love to do like a full group cosplay. I think that'd be neat. There were a lot of people cosplaying as like the Thunderbolts. There was a Red Guardian shouting at Elena cosplayers, which I thought was really funny. So we would just hear, yeah, don't go into the void. It was very silly. And it was just so nice to see like how creative people can get, you know? Like, people were dressing up as things from, like, our childhood. Like, there were people dressed as Lunette. There was people dressed as Lunette from the Big Comfy Couch. There were a lot of Miss Frizzles. There was somebody dressed as the Ferocious Beast from Maggie and the Ferocious Beast. Like, people really, you know, it brings out such a creativity in people that's really pleasant to see. So, I'm just waiting like the 30 or so seconds so that way people who are in ads can come back to us from the ads. Want a break from the ads? Yeah. It also, I guess, I mean, they've already released the dates for next year's Comic-Con. So I guess it really just depends on who's there. You know, like celebrity-wise. 4, 3, 2, 1. Welcome back to those of you that were caught in an ad. Just as a reminder, you obviously do not have to do this, but if you have Amazon Prime, you do have 1 free Prime sub that you can use to get a break from the ads for 1 month. Just as a thought there. I was supposed to do something else. Oh, yes. Yes. Real quick. Remember when we played Therapy Simulator? Remember when we played Therapy Simulator? I've gotten word. Can I show Steam? Yay! I've gotten word. The game's almost ready. I've been informed by my sources that I can say that the game is almost ready. We don't have an exact date, but he's looking to... So what ended up happening was that he also got married. The individual that's creating this game, he got married and went on his honeymoon, and now he's back. So he's looking to release it within a month or two. So by the end of 2025, the game will be out. So just wanted to put that on people's radars really quickly. Yeah. Well, you don't wear like your emotional support horse head when you go to therapy? You don't do that? Man, if this dude goes to couples therapy, the DLC will be wild. So, yeah, just wanted to put that out there, that I did get informed that it will be coming out soon-ish. So I wanted to let you guys know before I forgore. Mine is a cat TV head. True. True. Okay, this is day 11. It's like our last day to prove ourselves to the guild. Let's see what happens when it's our last day. Oh, let me change the thingy to craft. There we go. I don't know what happens at the end of day 11. Oh, hello, you're new.
Hello there.
Greetings.
I am Eliana.
Hello, Halcyon. Welcome,
To
Ian.
meet you.
Welcome, Ian. We have ended our TED Talk on end of day 11, death. We've ended our TED Talk on Comic-Con, and we have just started our crafting adventures once more. What did she say her name was? Elena?
Eliana. The hammer.
Spoilers, she cried. Yeah, that's all you really need to know about Comic-Con. I cried a lot. Pleased to meet you too, Eliana.
beautiful shop you have here. Let's get straight to it. I am a caravan guard. I protect the wagons coming from Bronze Ridge.
Okay. And you strike like a hammer. I see.
Swift and sure. During my last
So
journey,
she wants a hammer. Got it.
my war hammer developed a crack. I will not risk swinging it again.
Would you like me to try my hand at repairing it, or do you want me to make a new
No
one?
point. It is shoddy craftsmanship, cheap, but do not last long. This is Spindle Guard made. It is
Oof.
my third.
The Spindle Guard slander
hammer.
continues.
They break in less than a year. I was told that wind spell goods were more expensive, but lasted a lifetime.
See, like when I was talking about the picture of Steve, it was, you know, I had to pay for it, but it's gonna last me a lifetime. I make no promises except that I produce the highest quality items I possibly can.
That is a fair deal. The new hammer should be weighty and intimidating to behold. I would rather scare off bandits than hurt them.
Okay, so ominous.
Make it visible from a great distance so they are well warned. Either
What if I get a little closer? What if I do like
shiny
this?
or colorful makes no difference to me.
Okay, so then she wants ominous, and she also wants elegant. No problem. You just wait here. Okay, if she wants ominous, I think we'll see. Yeet. Okay, we're gonna make a weapon, a hammer. Give you a medium handle. Make it ominous, and let's make it vicious. Oh, right, this is the fast one. Oh, I almost messed it up at the end. Almost messed it up at the end. Oh, I forgot to put chat on. Hold on. I'm like looking at my screen like something's missing. Okay, now we need to make the hammer head. That's not gonna work. I'm gonna. This is a waste. I need to do steel. I forget I can only do minimalist stuff. Yes. Steel. I think this is cutesy and this is elegant. Okay. Oh, this is broken up into quadrants. Look at that. Stunning, beautiful, gorgeous. I think that's it. Just sell it, right? There you go. Hello? Okay. I was like, hello?
Oh, hello again. Sorry, I hope I haven't kept you waiting long. I went looking for coffee.
Is it that she needed her coffee so she could speak a little faster?
I feel much more awake now. Oh, is that my hammer already? You work at a rapid pace.
Understandable. She's a don't talk to me until I have my coffee kind of gal.
Wow, this is perfect. I bet I could split a boulder with this thing.
Well, I can't guarantee it'll last against big rocks, but thank you.
Don't worry. I'll reserve it for the few raiders foolish enough to get close.
I wouldn't envy them.
I mean, I prefer not to fight, but it's long stretches of road out there, far from any night watch or day watch. In any case, I should return to my caravan and make sure no one has gotten up to any mischief. Half of them have never been outside of the Bronze Ridge Desert before, you know? I'm sure even a town like Windspell feels a little overwhelming.
If any of them need anything crafted, please send them my way.
I absolutely shall.
Oh, hello. You're back.
Hello?
Oh, you're back.
Surely you've caught on that I always come back. I've come with, well, good and bad news, I
Girl,
suppose.
don't do this to me. I did what you asked.
My long stay here in beautiful Windspell is coming to a close. I'm finally returning to Spindlegard.
Oh, no. Well, one last commission on your way out?
You've read my mind, as always. I thought it all too appropriate to get one more craft made for the road. Start and end my trip here in your shop.
Hi, Meow. Don't worry, Meow. I don't think she'll try to sneak into the workspace this time.
That's absolutely right. Now, I hope this won't seem too forward of me, but I want your hammer. Well, not your hammer, but a hammer like your hammer.
Mm-hmm. But you don't smith anything.
Not to make anything with. Rusted gears, I'd never swing the thing. But something to remember this trip by.
I just don't know if I trust her. I'll make you a hammer, but it can't be like mine.
Yes. I think that would be fine. It doesn't need to be an exact replica, but something simple and functional, not decorative. Like, I'm bringing the Spirit of Windspell's Crafting Guild home with me.
I'm not really comfortable with this idea.
Don't worry, I'd guard it with my life. I did tell you I'm a deft hand with a sword, right?
Or she's for other things. So do it. Should I mean, I already broke the rules for her once. I already broke the rules for her once when I sabotaged that dude's commission. Do I just like go full force and just make her a crafting hammer? Or do I just make her a regular hammer? I don't know. I don't trust it. I don't trust her. I don't know if I trust her. No, I'm putting my foot down. I don't trust her. I don't trust her. No, she wants me to make her an exact replica of my crafting hammer, but I'm not allowed to do that per the guild rules. And she's asking me to bend the rules for her one more time. And I have to... I'll make you a hammer.
Well,
I don't trust her.
And can't force you, of course. I had hoped there was a little more trust between us by now, but I understand.
You haven't given me a reason to trust you. I don't like that you tried to sneak into my workshop.
You did already break guild laws for me once. I can't
Exactly.
push you to do it again. I'd be happy.
Because
to
I
train for
really
you,
think...
Trevor.
Exactly.
Even
She's
the more
I think
simple
that she's a sly fox. And I think she's the person that she's been complaining about this whole time. The person that's like sneaking and conniving to, steal guild shit or whatever. I think it's her. I think she's self-reporting. And that she had me sabotage some guy's thing for no reason. Don't worry, I'll still make something nice for you. Just not such a special crafting tool. Yeah, see how it's like all like ... if you do the actual crafting hammer. I don't trust her. Yeah, I don't trust her. And we have our friend that's like relying on us and stuff. I don't want to mess anything up for them either. I'm not trying to mess up, you know, my living. We'll make it cute. Toe beans. Toe beans. Alright, so it just needs the minimalist trait. Minimalist.
Hello again. I take it that's the hammer?
There we go. Yeah.
This is... Wow. This is actually a very nice hammer.
The fuck you mean, actually? You don't know my work, girl? You don't need to sound quite that surprised, surely.
No. Of course, even a simple hammer would turn out this impressive in the hands of a skilled crafter. Thank you for always putting your all into it.
You still seem a bit off.
It's nothing, really.
I don't believe you.
Perhaps I'm just a bit sadder to leave than I thought I'd be.
I don't believe
This-
you.
Hammered, hit home.
Do you have to go back to Spindle though?
Yes. I'm afraid this was never meant to be a permanent assignment. I'm lucky it lasted as long as it
Assignment?
did. Did I say that?
Yeah, she's a spy. He was
I
right.
Everything in terms of assignments, and I'm a bit frazzled. I'll see you around, Crafter. Farewell.
She's, yep. Safe travels. She was the spy. Welcome back. I think. Hello.
Hail once more, my good friend.
Olgren? Yeah.
Indeed, it is I, Olgren the Bold, return to you once more.
You need another sword, bestie?
I see by your expression that you are, no doubt, stunned by my new armor.
Stunned is a good
Why,
word
thank
for it.
you.
How was your fight against the Barrow King?
I'm glad you asked.
Yeah, I know, because you wanted to talk about it.
It was masterfully done, if I do say so myself.
Which you do.
I plunged that sword right into the heart of the Barrow King. I'm actually
And now you
not
need a
certain
new
that
one.
It had a heart, but the general vicinity of where one would be. Now, as you can see, I left with a fresh new suit of ancient armor from the monster's coffers.
And you probably now need a new sword. I feel a butt coming on.
You know me well, good merchant, crafter.
Uh-huh.
That magnificent blade you made for me, it was shattered in the final assault.
I'm so shocked by this information. See how shocked I am? I go, gasp. And the crowd goes, gasp.
I come to you now in need of a new blade. An even greater one. The greatest you could ever produce.
It feels like there's a little more to this than just a third sword commission.
Yes. I suppose context would help, wouldn't it?
A little bit.
Behind the Barrow King's rotting throne, we discovered a hole where the walls met the ground. A hole that opened up into a space that should not be.
A multiverse.
We saw otherworldly landscapes in a great purple-tinged void. Things slithering, enormous shadows looming over a twisted landscape. We dared not push on, but we marked the spot and sealed it as best we could, for now.
Why are they finding my back? You're like, oh, that's why I felt the draft.
And I will lead this raid. And I need a sword that is both freaky and frilly in my hand to do so.
What kind of freaky? That's a lot, but I'm not going to question you.
Potential for glory and loot. Imagine what remarkable goods await in that strange pocket world. And it's practically a public service, cleaning the place out before it leaks into the barrows and beyond.
Okay, I'll get to work on that, I guess.
I shall make myself comfortable here while you do so, as our usual arrangement.
Oh boy. Okay. Why do they keep leaving my back room? They could just they could just come through the front door and ask. Okay. Okay, I'm also gonna add the dragon blood, I think, to this. Because it's his big special battle. He's a special boy. Okay, so he just needs... I think I just add it. I just add it. Does it matter? Let's make the blade first then. Oh, okay, we can't make the blade with this. I forget the blade has to be steel. So he wants... Definitely wants... Hold on, he definitely wants the... Elegant and ominous. What the fuck? What did I do with it? What did I just do with it? Weapon, sword, hilt, elegant hilt. I probably should have put it with the blade, but it's fine. serious. All right, now I gotta sharpen this bad boy. There's a lot of pieces to sharpen here. Is this one big section? No, of course not. I was like, oh my god, yay. People keep asking them for money and they just give it away. I mean, the Adams have the same situation. Yeah, listen. Listen, they're scalpers. Elegant, ominous, affordable steel blades and expensive steel. This should be fine, I
Is
think.
that the sword I see before me?
Maybe.
By all the spell winds!
Yeah.
This is incredible.
For
I
his
can
big
feel
battle.
the strength surging through my muscles just holding it. You're obviously the finest crafter and wind spell to have
Yes,
harnessed
I
energy such as this.
am. Yes, I am. And don't you forget it. Aw, shucks.
Now,
Aw,
now,
shucks.
be properly proud of this. I'll be proud to wield it. Whatever waits in that other realm, it doesn't stand a chance. Now then, I have a raid of adventurers to rally.
And then he dies
lead
in my background because he
before that
picked up the
secret
wrong
left
thing.
behind grows weak. Good day to you. Until we meet again.
Until we meet again. I look forward to hearing all about your adventure. Bye-bye. That felt final. What do you want?
Yes. Hello again. Look, you've been a good crafter and helped me out to the best of your abilities. I do appreciate that, so I thought I'd come and, let you know something out of good sportsmanship.
This doesn't. Have we been in competition and I didn't realize?
I
know.
afraid so. You see, I was telling the truth about coming from Spindlegard, but I left out my role. I'm in, well, let's call it research. I work for the board, the highest unit of government in Spindlegard. I'm in charge of researching and gauging foreign markets. Seeing where we might expand.
I was getting suspicious.
Yes, well, professional as I am, desperation makes anyone sloppy.
Sloppy.
I studied the Crafters Guild, and I know your laws. And more importantly, your belief in putting your all into each commission. The necklace, well, I was certain anyone could fix that. But it was more to gauge.
And I probably
your
failed, or
personality.
I'm in
I
trouble
liked what
because
I
of what I
found.
did earlier.
Then came the real test. The sword. I must say, it was so high quality that I was a bit worried we'd never be able to match it. From there, I thought I would diversify, try some armor. You didn't disappoint there either. It was obvious that even failures and lower efforts were better than much of what we could produce. That's when I had a brilliant idea.
You had me sabotaged. You wanted to undermine local faith in crafted goods.
Almost as sharp as me. Yes, that was a rare opportunity. That blowhard had such a reputation that even I had heard of him before he went steaming in for your shop. Imagine my delight when I got there ahead of him to warn you. Sorry to brag at your expense, but please allow me this one instance. It's so rare that things line up so perfectly. When I heard about that fool's sword falling apart not long after he drew it...
This fuck's girl single.
I am truly sorry to have dragged your name through the mud, though. I wish I could have avoided it.
No, I don't believe you. I don't believe you.
The trick is just a nice bonus to have. People don't need to think that our goods are superior to local goods, you see. And I'm afraid Windspell is in just the right condition for people to be seeking cheaper goods, regardless of the quality.
I won't lie, this stings. I thought we were friends.
I'm sorry for that. I really am. I don't enjoy hurting anyone, you know.
That's what they all say.
Especially not someone who's been helping me so much. If it helps, refusing to provide me with a proper crafter's hammer really put me behind. And now, deals are being made even as we speak, and Spindlegard is moving into these markets. I wanted to stop by.
Yeah, I got
as
fucked
a
over.
friend, even. And warn you.
Warn me that there's new competition? Don't worry, I'm already competing with other crafters. I'm used to it.
Nothing like this. But I appreciate the can-do attitude. I'm certain you'll find a way to rise
See,
to the
I told
top.
you, giving her the
Clever
crafting
crafter
hammer
like
was
you.
not good, so I didn't do it. I have well-positioned friends. Friends in shadier places who will destroy your reputation faster than you can blink.
Ooh, dark and edgy for you. I heard you had an interesting past, but not that interesting. I'll be honest with you, Crafter. I rather hope you're right. Spindlegard has been dominating so effortlessly that I rather fear we've lost our edge. Our hunger, you could say.
You picked the wrong place to look for a meal.
Never change, Crafter. Now, I do need to go. I've risked my passage by stopping by this last time, but perhaps we'll see each other again someday.
Maybe. Only time will tell. Thank you for the good conversation, if any of it was true.
The important parts were. Farewell, Crafter.
Farewell. Alright, let's see what happens. Did I prove myself? Involve yourself in sabotaging subterfuge, factory
And
craft.
so ends your trial by fire. The period in which every fledgling crafter is expected to show their capacity to adapt and survive.
It has certainly been an interesting few weeks in Windspell. Not at all what you had expected when the Crafters Guild handed you the keys to your shop. You thought that your trials would be all about crafting commissions in a timely manner, making rent, and keeping Meow fed. You certainly didn't see yourself getting caught up in a Spindle Guardian subterfuge. Saskia certainly pulled one over on you. Quinn's complaints haven't single-handedly destroyed public confidence in crafted goods, but people are a little more open to at least trying the Spindle Guard goods that have begun to show up in the market.
Sad.
Your old friend Caraway
Suggest
has
Caraway
remained in
become a
touch.
crafter like you,
And
yay!
that friendship has proved itself quite handy in handling the whole situation. It turns out that Caraway is quite a talented crafter himself.
Good
And
news.
in between helping you around the shop, His presence and attitude have made a strong impact in the markets. You know it's not up to one crafter to solve all the world's problems, but at least you feel like you've helped more than you've hindered things in Windspell. The feedback to your crafting has been exceptional so far, and you're certain that contributing so many well-made items to the economy will go a long way towards keeping demand strong.
We also didn't
You made
romance
some
anyone.
friends.
Yeah.
You haven't lost your shop, and you've kept Meow fed. That's a good enough start as far as you're concerned.
Which means you've been quite a busy crafter, even outside of the actual art of crafting things. You can only hope that continues. Word of mouth should spread. You've already heard about some of your customers' forays out into the world as you give yourself a much-needed bit of rest. Mora has sent you a very complimentary letter informing you that
Moth.
her new spear carved through monster and ghost alike on their journey. Ulgrin's star seems quite ascendant. His sword carved through the most horrible monsters his party encountered, and he's become a minor celebrity of the Adventurers Guild.
Oh boy.
Abony has been singing your praises up and down the docks, making it very clear that you're the one to turn to for nautical equipment. Tales of a dangerous suit of armor have filtered out from the barrows of late, one bearing a particularly frightening and dangerous gauntlet.
I made that.
Sex has certainly been talking you up, judging by the number of compliments you've gotten from shadowy figures. No new commissions, though, sadly. Glanwif and Marjolaine have returned to their adventuring ways and promised to send a steady stream of customers your way, especially the fun ones. Thraxon has been making good use of his new cane and is rapidly becoming the go-to healer in Windspell, making sure to tell every person he heals that it's thanks to you. Word on the street is that less students than any prior year have been eaten by Elias's terrible books, thanks to your even more terrible chains. Lady Morena has apparently become quite a fashion icon with her new shades. Unfortunately, she also refuses to divulge where she purchased them.
Gatekeeps.
A flurry of orders from Spindleguard have arrived this morning, demanding the trashiest tiaras you can glue together. Frau Emmeline must speak of you fondly. Manaki sent you a torn and stained note proclaiming that all 3 stray animals were adopted off the strength of your collars. A gratifying conclusion to that saga. Sua's standing within her family seems to have risen sharply and highly, thanks to her work in the community, and hopefully her newfound fashion. Eric appears to have made it safely through the mountains, and has already sent you a note via messenger pigeon rat that the stamp worked marvelously and saved his hands.
Yippee.
So many lives impacted in so many ways over such a short period of time. It's daunting to think about. Almost as daunting as when you set about crafting your first nail for your apprenticeship. You're not sure if the hard part is out of the way, or if it's just beginning. Some of those last commissions left you wondering if there will ever be a ceiling to your skills. Windspell is a big town, and there's a bigger world out there beyond the doors of your shop, full of friendships and dangers and enchantments, both literally and metaphorically, and...
Yes, and snacks too.
Meow.
But those things can wait. For now, you've survived the most crucial period in any new shop's life, and you can take a well-deserved rest. After all, if these past days have taught you anything, it's that you'd better be ready for the next challenge.
Roll the credits, baby. We finished. Yay. I didn't get the achievement for not romancing anybody, but I didn't romance anybody. But we finish. We have finished Craft. That is exciting. Another game for the shelf. Another game for the shelf. Which means that we can maybe take a little peeky peek at Strange Antiquities, because that's the game I wanted to play for Spooktober. It's not like spooky, like scary, but like it's got like spooky vibes. You know, and we played the demo over the summer, I think. I think it was the summer. Look at this. We're getting through stuff. Oh, that's very loud. Why do games need to start at 100? Why? Strange Antiquities. Strange Antiquities, if you don't remember, are from the same people who did Strange Horticulture, which was a fun game that I played. I think I did it solely on the Switch. So we'll take a peek at this for like 30-ish minutes. 30-ish minutes or so. Strange Antiquities. They killed my guards. Why do they always kill my guards and my doors? Why do they kick open all the doors? I don't know, bestie. Ouchie. Oh! My data saves from the demo. Yay! So yeah, okay, not even. We played this in June. Holy smokes. It's been a hot minute. Hold on, I'm getting my water. I'm getting more water. Holy smokes, okay. Looks like we're just gonna jump right back in. Because it was part of our demo day. Is a cold min faster than a hot min? No. Cat. I don't remember where we left off. They found a man just now in that house where all them ravens were. I wish I hadn't seen, but I did. He was sheet white, but it was his eyes that are gonna give me nightmares. All black they were. It was like he wasn't there anymore. I don't need to wait around for another sign. I'm taking my family to Sedberg, and I'll be taking a Lubula to see us safely through. You want my best English accent? No. Okay. Where's my book? I forgot how to play this game. I forgot how to play this game. Maybe I should start from the beginning. Are purported to offer reassurance in times of upheaval and change, but they are not held in the high regard by most scholars of the occult. That being said, an imbuement of wisdom shows that a Labula is not merely decorative. There is power in symbiology, as the old thaumateurs knew as well. Change. And wisdom. We are number 29. escaped prisoner ran northwest. He hid me in the first building he came to. So northwest of where we are? So northwest would be number 26. Can I go here? I should not have come here. Okay, the Wordsworth Library is a quiet haven of books and knowledge. Its shelves, well stocked and well kept, a place where time slows with every turn of a page. The librarian, Simone, sits at a desk, her focus fixed on some work as always. I found some old books that dig into the history of strange antiquities, she says without looking up. It's very old, you know. I'll be sure to visit if I uncover anything useful. Okay. I don't know why my model's mouth was freaking out like that. I look like a cat when they go. I forgot that we had it already marked. Adam bears the symbol of wisdom. Witch's finger. We've discovered some stuff. Handle your first customer. End day. A deep pain radiated down the side of the rider's head where he had sliced himself with a diverging hook, and his thoughts were scattered and torn. He could not see out of his left eye. Ad start in 3 minutes. No. Gotta find a place that kind of looks like this. And then this will tell us where to go. Is it here, this spot? So then it would be... maybe? Solve your first clue card! Yay! I did it! There is a narrow gap between the two houses, and I spy a small wooden chest wedged firmly inside. Slowly, I manage to work it loose, and when it finally comes free, it shoots out onto the hard ground and snaps open, revealing its long hidden treasure. Item discovered! Okay. Francesca Robertson. Morning. Sorry, I'm a little distracted. I'm Francesca Robertson, a doctor of sorts. I assume you heard about Mr. Hungerford? It seems to be the talk of the town already. I'm used to dealing with maladies of an occult nature, but black eyes are certainly unusual. I've heard of something like this before, but I don't see how it could be the same thing. Either way, I'm hopeful an evocant will have some effect. Okay, is that in my little book? These stone items weigh the same as a man's heart according to popular myth. The truth is a little less dramatic. They're placed on the chest of those in a coma to draw them out. Okay, so a stone. We're looking for a stone of sorts. Also, black eye. This is a very concerning thing. Yeah. Is it this? Stone item. The item is made of stone. Weigh the item using my scales shows that it's exactly 1 pound. Yeah. Okay. Consume the demon before it consumes you. Yeah. That's how that works. Ah, look, my cat with beautiful homophobia in its eyes. Temperance Parker. We had quite a chat with Edmund Bishop and the Guilty Ram last night. He's always got an interesting story to tell, but last night he was different. I can tell he's worried, which has got me worried too. I know it's not much, but I'd like a shield charm all the same. A generic charm of protection. Have little to offer the skill thaumaturge, but can have some effect. No shadow spirit or wandering shot will not abide them, for example. Such charms make use of the art of symbology, an ancient, and some would say primitive component of thaumaturgy. They can be made from a variety of materials, though rarely precious metals. Protection. Shadow. Protection. Okay. What's the symbology for protection? Okay. I don't see anything with that symbol though. Hmm. Oh, where was the prison? An escaped prisoner. the old jail. So if you ran northwest, you would be like right here. The dilapidated warehouse is dark and imposing, and the struggling flame of my lantern does little to pierce its depths. I slowly search through its contents with a sense of despair, wondering if I'm even in the right place at all, when suddenly and unexpectedly, I uncover something of value. More relieved than elated, I take the trinket back to the shop. Ooh. Okay, well, you're not what they're looking for. I don't see anything with... Give me 1 second. Okay, I don't see anything with that symbol. Do we even have a shield chart? Sounds like I need to use my symbol book. I did that. I don't remember. Aha! That's right, there was more here. Headpad. Welcome in. We finished. Why didn't it save? We finished Craft, and I changed the thing. Strange antiquities. Jesus. Here it is. Thank you for redeeming your lamp, and thank you for the headpad. I forget there's stuff to the side. Hugh Langston. There's something I wanted to show you. I didn't like the look of it, so I left it where I found it. What if it's cursed? It was hanging behind an old shed, all overgrown with ivy. Let me draw a quick map for you. There. Okay. Now I gotta figure out where this is. It almost looks like it could be like right here. But it's by trees. Okay, where the hell is it? Well, that looks like a church. And here's a church. Here's also a church. There were only 2 churches, I think. Right? Here's a church. It could be this. That doesn't totally make sense. Then there was a church here. But that's not by trees. I could try here and see what happens. Oh, that shed is actually a wooden summer house, but that looks out over the pond. But it's clear that it hasn't been used in some time. Thick brambles coil their way up and over one side of the structure, and ivy covers the rest in a molted green cloak. I find what I'm looking for to the rear. Parts of the ivy have been torn away recently, revealing an amulet hanging from a rusted nail. Something else catches my eye as I reach for it, and I notice that there is another pendant hanging next to it, almost completely hidden by the ivy. Okay. Green, welcome back. Eli's picked a bad time to leave Undermere. I've come from the Hungerford house where I've been helping Dr. Robinson and looking for any clues about what happened there. There wasn't much to go on. I did find a shattered Oshadic vessel, but whatever did this was no creeping dark. There was a strange black stain on the flagstone floor that I didn't like the look of, and the ravens. Very unusual, but at least they seem to have dispersed. I don't know what to make of it. I'm going to take a trip to Gleason Castle to see if Edmund Bishop can shed any light on their behavior. But first, I would like a vesiger, whatever that is. We don't want it spreading. Do I have a page on that? Can be used to prevent the spread of disease. Disease. Okay. So you want protection from disease. So would that be life? Or protection? Or blessings? I think it'd be protection. I don't remember how to do this. Silver gold. Cool. Raised detailing. Warm. Cool. I have nothing to remark. But it's got the protection symbol again. Using a candle, I am able to confirm that flames burned blue in the crowd. I didn't do that. I just want to make a symbol. Moonstone Guardian. For the banishment of Hobbs' fear and noctic sight, these tend to take the form as a comforting guardian. Okay. I think we will do one more day, and then we'll call it for here. It's a relatively short stream. I'm still recovering. Y'all should have heard me like Sunday night through Monday. I barely had a voice. 2 days earlier, the writer and his fellow adventurer were deep underground exploring the tunnels below the Kirkhead Tower when they made a discovery. Their elation at their find would soon turn to horror. Dun dun dun. Key. After a disagreement between two houses, I was buried behind lock and key. Is there this Keystone Manor? Is there like a locksmith? Between Lock House and Keystone Manor. 7 and 13. And what was it? I was buried behind lock and key. That's here, so that would put you here. Hey, look at that. Look at a large flat slab of granite marks the otherwise empty field. It bears an inscription. On this spot in the year 1813, Arthur Key did shoot and kill the beloved horse of Wellington Locke. Hello, Nori. Buried at the foot of the slab, I find an unlocked chest containing a handful of legal documents, as well as a pistol and another item that catches my attention. Kitty. Eli White. Well, the shop is still standing. That's something. Say what you will about Undermere, but this town is never quiet for long. I leave for a few days and suddenly everyone's talking about ravens and curses. I'm going to need to find Verona to get up to speed on what's been going on. At least I didn't come away from Ravenglass empty-handed. I can always rely on Quiet Susan to unearth an interesting trinket or two. Give me my trinket. Do I get trinkets? A trinket. Edith Moore. I'm not a good person. I'm pushing away the only people I care about. What a way to start a conversation. Help me do better, please. I have to change, but I don't know how. What do you have that can help me banish my inner demons and make the changes stick this time? Banish your inner demons? Okay. Demon, Horn Shackle. Horn Shackles are used to bring about change in one's life, bestowing the ability to overcome personal demons. Okay. Do I have one on hand? Horn Shackle. Bronze. Smooth and rigid. Everything for a mark. I have a strong sense of being watched. Okay, you're not what I'm looking for then, probably. Where can I open this? What about change? Change. I don't know if that's what I'm looking for here. Or can it just be... Oh, check. Duh. It'd be helpful if I read the things that I had. I'm like looking for like an amulet. Adam has horns, culture inspections of horns. Yeah. Welcome back. The Evocott didn't snap Mr. Hungerford out of it, unfortunately. It's strange. At times he appears almost awake, but he is deep in some kind of trance, and I can't get anything out of him. He seems to be searching for something. I'm beginning to suspect this is beyond my skill set, but I'm not willing to give up so easily. I know it's a bad idea, but I'm going to need a sleep vessel to get me through this week. A sleep vessel? Did we do that? That I don't think we've done. The 6 points of a sleep vessel are said to represent the 6 atomic disciplines. They help people to stay awake beyond any natural limits by storing their fatigue. Okay, 6 points of a sleep vessel. Like this. Right, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Something along those lines. There's a darkness to it as if it holds untold fear. Okay, but the mark. Somewhat painful. Iron bronze. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Let's try this. Althea, I see. Or Althea. Many years ago, I owned a silent breath, but it was already old when I inherited it, and its powers died soon after. It's about time I replaced it. A silent breath. Steel. No, I don't need the symbology. Silent breath. There are those that consider the white heart a prize to be claimed. There is no glory to be had from killing a noble guardian of the forest. A silent breath contains a small token taken from a living white stag. While the stag lives, the item will retain its power, allowing the bearer to sense danger before it arrives. Some sort of like this. Fill it with the liquid. It seems to make the hairs in the back of my neck stand. It looks like it has like a singular white strand. The features potentially trophy on my side. My senses come alive. So the thing is, if you start getting things wrong, or if you go to like wrong places on the map, you start to get consumed by your fear, which is this meter behind me here. Yeah. Rufus Shelley. I always wanted to try a Daedalus Link. So you have a yeah, basically I have like a sanity meter. Yeah. I don't want to get consumed by my fear. I have a personal interest in the celestial branch, so I'm not completely new to such things, nor am I ignorant of the risks. And now I have a good reason for it. I need to take care of some roof repairs, and this would seem to be the safest way to approach it. It's a powerful object producing levitation field. These items are light. Their designs vary, but they might point to some facet of flight, a feather or the wings of a bird or insect. Okay, so we're looking for something light with wings. So we've got like this. Remark, detailing. Okay, I mean, this is probably light, right? Relatively light. I do this, that's gonna go way up. So maybe something like this is a contender. Something like wing-like. Okay, this is for sound. Every sound has become both louder and clearer. For sure. It's not that one. I think it's the bird. It's like really the only winged thing here. I think. Yeah. See, I have wings. Edmund is back. Hello. The ravens are back, I see. It looks like it's going to be worse this time. After speaking to Verona, I've come to extend an open invitation to visit Gleaston Castle. My family has lived there for generations, and I know there are artifacts that would be of use to you, gathering dust in hidden corners. All I ask is that you stay out of the south tower and the master bedroom, and run anything you find by me first. Okay. And I think that is a perfect place to end stream for the day. Yeah, no, I think this is a good place. We did a lot. Thanks. Thanks. I will see I'm opening a new water bottle just for you. There we go. We did a lot. Thanks for coming to my TED Talk on Comic-Con. I'm gonna end day, so I think it saves. Let's just do this so that way it saves. Tomorrow we're playing Pico Park with Strawberry Jam Studios. I know nothing about this game, but it's Shay's birthday tomorrow, and the birthday individual would like to play Pico Park. And no shots. What is with you and shots, man? At the end of a long passageway, after days spent clearing away dangerous rockfalls, the duo came upon a chamber. In it, they found a small stone tomb, too small to contain human remains. Yeah, I know nothing about Pico Park, so. It shall be interesting indeed. Yeah, I want to take it easy with streams. I know we still have to do Phasmo. So we'll probably do Phasmo sometime next week. Sometime next week. And I may put co-working on hold for a brief period just because I need sleep. I need sleep. You know? Okay, so what I think we're gonna do. Tao is streaming. I never get to like stream at the same time as them. Yippee! We're gonna go raid him. He's doing Yap, is that what it's called? It says Shadow Money Wizard Gang doing wizard crimes. So I think we'll do that. But this was fun. I am glad I got to share my Comic-Con experience. 10 out of 10 will be going again next year, if, you know, God willing and all that jazz. And we finished Craft. That's like the most exciting thing for today. We finished Craft. Nope. Wrong person. Yep is Mage's Apprentice Sabotage in the same vein as Android Roomba's robbing Lethal Company, if I remember. What was the strangest antiquity? I don't know if we found the strangest one yet. Me, yeah, Chesterman. Yeah, there we go. That's our homie. That's the right friend. So yeah, I'll just do the raid message again for those of you that are so inclined to copy it. But yes, tomorrow at around 7:30, we'll be playing Pico Park. I don't know what that is about. I will learn right then and there. And then, yeah, I'll keep you guys updated on co-working. It may just be put on hold just because I would like my weekends back just a little bit for a little while. Yeah, this has been fun. So thank y'all for hanging out with me. Thank you for coming to my TED Talk on Comic-Con. And I will see you guys tomorrow. Bye-bye.